ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube land, today it's about that time where we do another waifus tier list, and today we are going to be going over the machine guns. So today, again, just like yesterday, we're going to have the same criteria, and I'll go ahead and read that off again. This tier list will be for the machine gun waifus based on overall attractiveness. This includes sexy, cute, and other things to cover for most of it, if not all bases. We will have one waifu, or excuse me, we will have one ultimate waifu. We'll have S tier that says waifus that are a class above the rest, that have that extra oomph. We have the A tier waifus that are great, but they're missing that extra bit of oomph to put them above the rest. The B tier waifus are going to be those that are above average. C tier is going to be waifus that are about average. The D tier is going to be waifus that are below average. And then F tier, I mean, can you even say that they're waifus? So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Now, the first tier, we're going to start from the bottom and work our way up. We're going to start with the F tier, and surprisingly enough, no, I'm just kidding. I ain't going to do it to y'all. 62 Shiki is going to be the only doll for machine guns that is going to be in F tier for me personally. I think between 62 Shiki and 100 Shiki, I think it's just the art. I mean, I prefer 100 Shiki more, but it's just something to do with like the art style of the face that I'm not too keen on. Maybe it's like the eyes or the way the mouth is. I don't know, but that's all. That's kind of like what stands out the most to me, and the fact that like half of her like eyes or like her facial features are like cut off. Maybe not because of her hair, but it looks like there's like a little bandana there. But again, she's probably just gonna be like the only one that's an F tier for me out of all the machine guns. Moving forward, we actually have of not that many in the D tier. So starting off, it will be RPD. There's something about the face right here that looks like this character should be like in a visual novel, but like an older visual novel, like either a Fate visual novel or like Tsukihime, I think, if that's even a visual novel. But like one of those like older like type of visual novels. That's the type of vibe that I'm getting, and you know, for me personally, just ain't my cup of tea. The next one that's going to be in D tier is going to be MG42. There's just something about her that it's so like, you know, if S tier has that oomph, there's like a negative oomph that you have that's a no for me. That's a no for me. You know, based on your normal art, maybe your damaged art is popping, maybe you have skins that are popping, but like this art right here, it's okay. It's like I said, it's not my cup of tea. Last but not least is going to be FG42. Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything else. She was teeter-tottering on the D tier list, or excuse me, on the F tier list, but then, you know, I saw 62 Shiki and I said, okay, well, I ain't gonna do you that dirty, I ain't gonna disrespect you like that. So moving onwards to our C tier waifus, these are going to be the ones that are average. This is going to start out with DP28. Now, whether it just be, you know, the lack of color in the outfit, whether it be the lack of something, man, there's just something here that just screams like, you know, for what I've seen recently, you know, especially based, you know, from yesterday, man, we had a lot of strong contenders. You know, looking at this and then looking at, you know, the machine guns and then looking at DP28, I'm gonna have to say that it's pretty average for me personally. The next one that we have that is going to be average is going to be MG34. Now, MG34 easily could have been the D tier. However, she had something that was like, yo, she didn't have that negative oomph. You see what I'm saying? There was no negative oomph, but there was no nothing that was there. It was just like, and that was it. So I mean, hey, you know, we gonna have to move on. Next on this list, 100% could have made it further. Believe that or not, is going to be AAT 52. Every time that I see AAT 52, I always look to her as the spunky machine gun. That is like the word that sticks out in my mind when I see AAT 52, and that is definitely, you know, not a bad thing by any means. Easily could have been B tier, but she just couldn't stack up with the B tier waifu, so we're gonna have to leave her right here. Last but not least, y'all might this is where we're gonna get into some different territory, because if y'all look at AAT 52 and we look at who's left after her, gonna be different, gonna be interesting. But for me, C tier, Negev. Now, you know, I do appreciate the different, you know, whether you want to say different shades of blue or whatever, it looks good, but the whole like, hey, I'm finna kill you face, I'm not about that. We gonna have to tone that down just a little bit, please and thank you. But I mean, you know, at the end of the day, you know, she's cute. She could have been that B tier, but the whole like, I want to say yandere it feels like it's just being pushed a little too much for my own personal taste, and I'm gonna have to pass on that. So she's gonna end up rounding out the last of our average tier waifus. Now, moving on to the B tier, we are gonna start out. We're gonna start out with M. There's a lot of M's. I just looked at all these. Most of these have M's in there. 1918, M1918. Whether it be the shades, whether it just be the cleanness of the outfit, I don't know, man. Something about M1918, the thickness, you know, definitely a B tier for me at the very least. For M1918. Moving forward, we are going to have MG3. MG3 is going to be our next B tier waifu for me personally. I don't know whether it just be the angle in which she's facing or something about it. It doesn't really scream out, you know, too much of anything in particular, but by all means, you know, at least a B tier for me personally. The next one that we're going to take a look at is going to be Bren. Now, I was looking at Bren and I was like, man, I said, she has some type of it factor, man. You know, I really thought about putting her in C tier, but I said, nah, man, there is something looking at her for me that just says there's no way that she's C tier. So, you know, I had to put her in the B tier for me personally. Next, we are going to move on to MK48. Now, if we take a look at MK48, she does have, you know, she has a similar eyes that Negev kind of has, but however, she doesn't have like the creepy smile that Negev has. Her smile feels more genuine per se, and you know, I'll dabble with it. I would take that risk. You see what I'm saying? And that's why she is going to have that B tier ranking for me personally. Last but not least, of course, I had to put Amelie here. Amelie, I don't know, man. Are we just gonna move on? Y'all got eyes. We just gonna put her at B tier and move on about our day. Now, going forward, we are going to go into the A tier waifus. They're great, but they're missing that little extra bit of oomph to put them over the top. And the first one is going to be M2HB. Now, M2HB, oh, man, 100% could have been S tier for me, but there's just something lacking, man. I think for the fire support teams, there might be a class that has 3 of like little mini, I don't know what you want to call them, but for the Hawk units or for the FST, I feel like there's somebody that looks almost exactly like her, or you know, it has inspiration from M2HB, but M2HB by all means is definitely a step above average, and she's just missing that last little bit of something to push over the edge into the S tier for me personally. Next off, we are going to have M1919A4. I mean, honestly, I got no words here. I just want to move on. I got nothing. She just looked at her and I was like, A tier. And that's what happened. So that's what y'all get for that one. So now here, this is where we're probably going to have a lot of differences. I could definitely see that 100%. The next one is going to be MG5. For me, I'm not a whole fan of the rocker punk, whatever look. The art of MG5 does look fantastic by all means, but for me personally, she's missing that oomph. The art's fantastic, it's just not the concept that I am very fond of. Looks good on her, she pulls it off very well, but for me, MG5, that's gonna have to be a no-go for me personally. You got the A tier spot. Next up, we are going to have MG4. Now, let me tell y'all something. MG4 could have easily been S tier. The one thing that's stopping her is this little scarf thing, and I actually found out the reason why, and I will explain more to it about why the whole scarf thing is like annoying me in the next in the next tier upwards, because I got somebody perfect to explain it for. But just keep that in mind. MG4 100% could easily be S tier minus, if we just take a look at this, like, it looks so much better without the scarf, and I know exactly why now. But by all means, MG4 in her skin looks awesome. MG4 in general I love, but A tier for me. Next off, we're gonna have another one. Okay, where was MG4? Here we go. MG4 was right here. The next one, AEK. Let me tell you, she is so cool, but the art of her, I guess I want to say it's like the angle in which her face is, like the facial features are angled, that I think is just a little bit off-putting to me. However, her clothes, her accessories, and just her overall swagger, man, it puts you over every other tier. You're just missing that little bit of oomph for me. So you're easily a very strong A tier or an extremely weak S tier, but I did have to put her at the A tier personally. Last but not least, by all means, it's gonna be Type 80. I bet I fooled y'all for a second, didn't I? Now, of course, I do not have Type 80, but let me go ahead and show y'all a picture of Type 80. Now, for me, Type 80 is just balling. Man, you look at it, just styling and profiling. The only thing that I didn't really like here too much is that, I mean, you're just too close, just a little too close to being a lolly for me. Your boy is not a huge fan of lollies by any means, but by all means, Type 80 is styling and profiling. Got the glasses, blowing some bubble gum, and then she got the clothes, man, styling and profiling. So that is going to be the last person for A tier for me. Now, moving on to our S tier. These are waifus that are a class above the rest. They've got that oomph that we're missing. And the first one, we're gonna do this in random order. So I might come down here, I might go back up, because hey, y'all might figure it out. So the first one is going to be PK. Now, I want to go back and talk about the reason about MG4 with the whole scarf thing. Honestly, this sounds so weird, but PK and MG4, I love them both. However, I like PK's art more because the scarf shows a little bit of her neck. And that sounds so weird, but it makes such a huge difference in the character. If you take a look at this area, and then you compare it to MG4, it like right here it looks like a neck cast, and it's like, bro, did you get your like neck like damaged, and like now you have to have it in a cat? Like that's what it kind of looks like to me. And so like it makes it like very like, huh. But then, you know, I look at PK and I'm like, and so like I think that's what it is. Like that kind of messes with me. It makes me think more of like it's a cast instead of like an accessory to the clothing, more than anything else. So PK is definitely S tier 100%. And you know, if you ain't seen her wedding skin, you know, I'm gonna have to do y'all some justice because your boy got that wedding skin. Whew, hallelujah. I ain't gonna say no more. If y'all ain't got it, by all means, do what you gotta do. The next one that is going to be in the S tier for me is going to be M249 Saw. Now, M249 Saw had so much potential. I honestly thought I was gonna put her at the ultimate. That's how strong it was, dude. She is like, dude, if this is the ultimate, she's like right here. For base skin, default skin, she's literally this close to the ultimate. It is actually insane. I love M249 Saw, but I cannot give her the ultimate waifu spot. Next. Now y'all be thinking, oh, we know who's gonna get the ultimate waifu spot. We know who's gonna be up there. Well, let me tell you, the next one for S tier is going to be PKP. Now, before y'all even go ahead and start hating on me, I've said this multiple times on the stream that I was not a huge fan of PKP's default skin. It wasn't until this skin came out that I was like, oh, who's this baddie? Okay, but then Groza's skin was out in this same one. So then I said, dang, I think I like Groza a little bit better. And so I was like Groza over PKP. And then I saw this skin and I was like, ooh, okay, you know, that's pretty strong. But then the older servers got the Groza Live 2D and I said, bro, Groza it is by all means. And then PKP got the wedding skin, which you can see underneath the webcam and that way of the webcam. And I said, yo, that's just way too clean. The hair looks so good. The blue, the wedding dress, it looks so fantastic. And then I said, okay, PKP, you win. But we cannot forget our criteria. This is only covering the default skin. Now you say, dang, Tug, who did you put above PKP if PKP is your GFL waifu? You know, the PKP wedding skin is my favorite skin, favorite doll out of all of them that I've seen up to this point in time. Now, don't forget, PKP is S tier. Now we've got 2 dolls left. We have LW, MMG, and M60. And y'all might be thinking, Tug, what are you smoking? Let me get some of what you got. You are out of your mind, child. And to that I would say, you might be right. Maybe. I don't know. I'm sober, but the whole I'm out of my mind, that might be true. But leaving off our last S tier pick is gonna be LWMMG. I bet I just baited y'all, didn't I? Taking a look at LWMMG, by all means, she as well was neck and neck. If this was M60 and this was M249 Saw, this was LWMMG, and I promised you, I moved my hand. That's how close the competition was for me personally. However, LWMMG looking good and everything, but when I was going through these characters, let me tell you, LWMMG looking very, very good. When I was going through these characters, though, on the default skin, and I came across M60, dude, I don't know what it was, man. She is going to be the ultimate waifu for the default skins. Man, I don't know what it was, dude, whether it be the the clothing, whether it be like the hair, whether it's just the eyes, the helmet, dude. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, dude, the socks. Dude, there's just something overall about M60 that I 100% just. She is the ultimate waifu. She's got the it factor times 10. Don't nobody in S tier stand up to her. She's just by the skin of your teeth above the others. And for me, that's gonna call it, man. Now, of course, you know, I could see, you know, a few people saying, hey, I think somebody else could be above M60. But man, for me, that is where it's at. That is easily the ultimate waifu for the machine guns of Girls Frontline. Now, of course, this is all my opinion. And of course, we're not going and looking at any skins. We're only looking at the default skin for all these characters. So if you have any opinions that are different, or if you agree with me, by all means, let your boy know down in the comment section below. I know for the assault rifles, we were popping off in the comment section, so I was very happy to see that. And it was very interesting to see, you know, where people agreed or disagreed with me. So again, let me know what y'all think of this tier list, and then we will go for the next one very, very soon. Thank y'all so much for watching. I always do appreciate the support a lot. If you haven't already and you want to see more GFL content, please feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel here for more GFL content. Also, I am streaming Girls Frontline at twitch.tv/Tuglow at the times listed underneath the webcam. Last but not least, if you do have Amazon Prime and you'd like to support your boy monetarily for free, you can link your Amazon Prime to your Twitch account and subscribe to me, and it will give me monetary support for free on your end with your Amazon Prime. Guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Much love, God bless, and peace out.